Welcome to Celebrating Culture. We produce a show about all the cultural activities in Louisiana, but one area where we need to focus on, and that is human trafficking and sex slavery, which is very big today. My guest today is Sal Perricone, who's an author, and he's wrote the book, The Shadows of Nazareth. Sal, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Charlie. Glad to meet you.
Sal, I understand you had an amazing career learning about this before you wrote it. You were a policeman, FBI agent, a prosecutor, and then you realized a lot was going on and you were motivated that after your job there of defending citizens, that you needed to take a step further.
Yeah, Charlie, after I retired, I wanted to write, so I wrote several books. This is the second book I've written, and the topic is basically human trafficking and the horrors of human trafficking. And it is a siren song for parents, guardians, coaches, teachers to be more involved in their children's lives, because if they don't do their job, Charlie, someone else is out there waiting to do it for them.
It's really alarming because I read 20 million people a day are still victims of slavery. In New Orleans, we have Covenant House because sex trafficking for Super Bowls is big.
New Orleans is a haven for sex trafficking, as is most port cities are. New Orleans, with its temperate climate, its attractions such as Bourbon Street, it draws young people to the streets of New Orleans.
Now we think of the French Quarter's entertainment, mostly adult entertainment.
Yeah.
So it's now a haven for sex trafficking.
Let me go back to the 1970s when I was a police officer in New Orleans. I used to see the children on the street, and you can tell they were not from New Orleans. They're sleeping in doorways, they're sleeping on benches, they're sleeping on the Riverwalk. They're easy prey for predators to come in, co-opt them, and bring them into the network. And once they're in the network, they get on the circuit and they ride the circuit throughout the United States.
Now, I understand actually that Covenant House starts to train people, and they work with Catholic charities, and they rescue, like I said, 100 people a year in New Orleans.
That's shocking.
Now, I understand you were involved with a big bust that was on Canal Street in New Orleans.
17 years ago, we had the infamous Canal Street brothel, and it caught a lot of attention, but what people don't realize is that that brothel was part of a 5-city network where young ladies were riding the circuit through New Orleans, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and other cities. We shut it down.
You started to realize how big the problem was.
Yeah, we had a wiretap up, and I was listening to the conversations about these girls, particularly one girl wanted to go home. She was tired, and she was threatened that she couldn't leave the life. She stayed, and it really kind of upset me. And then I went to a transnational organized crime conference in Europe, and we talked about the whole network of human trafficking and trafficking of pedophilia, the photographs of children being sexually abused.
January is now Awareness Month because of the Super Bowl. Loyola University has a program teaching awareness just for slavery.
I was reading a newspaper where the city wants to lower the age of strippers to 18. We both know who's fooling who here.
Right,
they're not going to be 18 years old.
Right.
And it just fosters and foments the human trafficking element. We need more awareness on human trafficking, and I hope the book brings the subject matter to the fore. People have told me that they've read the book, they never knew about the problem. I said, this is a real problem. It's been going on for 30, 40 years, and it's getting much worse.
Sal, I want to thank you for all you're doing.
You.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Charlie.
We'll be right back.